Hi guys, I'm Aprajita and you're watching Talking Ground. Nathan is behind the camera and today we're talking about food photography and how you can make your food photos look 100 times better. So we are photographing this very humble namkeen that we made the other day, and for this I'm using this backdrop that I made. So I'm using the POP site. If you want to make a similar one, I'll link the video. So while talking about food photography, the first thing that I want to talk about is the lighting. So we're not taking this photo in our kitchen because the light is towards the dim side. We're taking it in our living room. Our light source is towards this side. So I am using kind of a side light for this particular photo. You do not want to be taking your photos in direct sunlight or very harsh light because it will overexpose your photos and take away all the textural details from your food. You also do not want your food photos to be backlit because it kind of takes away the color and everything looks pretty dark. So we're using side light here. This board, I'm now going to arrange all the food items that we are going to take photos of. So while arranging the food, there are some things that you should take care of. There's always a rule of thirds, which we always talk about in any kind of composition, and that is practically dividing your frame into 9 squares. So 2 horizontal and 2 vertical lines, and then put your whatever food items you have on the intersection of those lines. So think of this as your frame. So 2 lines here and 2 lines here. So we want to place something here, here, here and here. And of course this is the midpoint, and you can always place your main dish here. And it is one of those composition rules that is good to know, but you don't have to strictly follow. Now while taking photos of your food, another thing that you can do is while composing your shot is arranging your food in kind of a S-curve, because the S-curve is known to be more appealing to the eye. Starting with putting it here, we'll change this if we want to later, and then some here. So I kind of want to do the intersection of the lines and also the S-curve. So I want to arrange this. Now this space, I have this sort of a blank space. I want to put something here as well. It's also a good idea to use the ingredients while composing your shot. So this is what we have right now. I also want to add some kind of a color to it. So I'm adding this because I used a lot of curry pata for in this particular thing, and even if I didn't, I think it will look good in the photo. So now I'm just thinking about where I should add it. So the next step while taking your food photos is to use props. Now this could be anything: cutlery, a piece of clothing, kitchen towel, or whatever it is. So it is a good idea to keep, like I have 4 of these things with me right now. So to keep some kind of a variety for your shot, so you can always check and see what works better with your particular food item. Okay, so I have this blue colored kind of a baby blue dupatta that we'll be using to kind of make this shot a little better. Even though it doesn't come to you naturally, you just have to try different arrangements and see what looks good in photos. So these were our test shots with this particular kind of food. So the key here is to basically experiment and see what works well where. So you'll have to go around and try placing items in different places and see what works for you. Now let's try all these points that we discussed, but with another kind of food. So I'm going to make ourselves some roux afza. So the next thing that we're taking photos of is this glass of roux afza. Now this is a very tall drink. So I think flat lays photos won't kind of work. We'll have to do something else. We'll probably make our this flat lay backdrop into a background of it. Let's see what we can do. So first up, we have our background with us. Now I want to cover this. This blue thing is again going to be our backdrop for this photo. Now this shot is again side lit because we have the light source coming in from there. So we'll try and take some photos, and we haven't done much with the decoration of this shot, but sometimes less is more. For our second photo, things were not going well for us because we're not used to taking photos of very tall food or drinks for that matter. but I think we need to practice it a little more. But you see, when things are not going well, all you need to do is you need to experiment and see what works and what kind of photos do you want to take. So we removed everything from the shot and took a very minimal kind of a clean shot. Do try out all these tips and tricks that we've shared in this particular video, and share with us any recommendations or any feedback that you have so that we can improve our food photography as well. Do leave us a comment and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.
Sleep at night.